In the space between light and nothing, there are stories that drift without time. Stories long abandoned, echoes that never faded. They linger in the dark, just waiting for someone willing to listen. I am nameless, and this is Tales from Beyond the Void. It was raining hard the night it happened. The kind of rain that soaked your shoes in seconds and turned streetlights into blurry halos. I stood under the cracked awning of the bus station, hugging my jacket tight, waiting for the last bus home. I just finished the double shift. My legs ached, my head hurt, and the ride back to my city was 30 minutes long on a good night, longer in weather like this. When the bus finally pulled up, I felt a wave of relief. But it wasn't Glenn driving. Glenn was the usual driver on this route. Middle-aged, friendly, always said evening like he meant it. This driver didn't look like Glenn. He was thinner, pale. His eyes looked tired in a sharp, angry way. When I stepped up and said hello, he didn't respond. He just stared at me like I already annoyed him. I brushed it off, paid my fare, and took my usual seat by the window, a few rows behind him. That's when I noticed the only other passenger on the bus. It was a homeless woman. She was sitting all the way in the back. Her curly hair was matted, and her oversized wool sweater was wet and dingy. Plastic bags were piled at her feet. She stared at the floor, rocking slightly. The bus pulled away from the station. Rain streaked across the windows. The city lights faded into darkness. A few minutes passed in silence. Then I heard it. A quiet snicker. Soft at first, almost playful. I glanced back. The woman wasn't in the back anymore. She was now sitting a few rows behind me. At first, I didn't think much of it. I just told myself she moved closer to stay warm. The bus kept going. Then the snickering came again. Closer this time. I turned around. She was sitting directly behind my seat now. Not speaking, just smiling, watching the back of my head. My pulse started hammering. I didn't want to cause a scene. I've never been good with confrontation, so I did what I always do when I'm uncomfortable. I reached for my headphones. As I slipped them over my ears, something made me look left. She was now sitting across the aisle. Her eyes were wide and glassy. Her smile stretched too far. "What do you want?" I finally managed to say. She tilted her head. "Help me," she whispered. Then she laughed. I looked toward the front of the bus. The driver was watching us through the rearview mirror. He just shook his head. The rest of the ride felt endless. I stared at the floor, counted street lights, tried not to breathe too loud. When the bus finally pulled into my stop, I jumped up so fast my knees nearly buckled. I rushed past the woman. She didn't move, didn't laugh, didn't even blink. Outside, the rain had slowed to a mist. As I adjusted my backpack, I saw the driver step off of the bus and close the door. "Wait," I said. "There's still someone on board." He frowned at me. "What are you talking about?" he said. "You were my only passenger." The words hit me like ice water. I stood there, frozen. I turned slowly. Across the street, under a flickering street lamp, The homeless woman was lying on the wet concrete, asleep, curled around her bags. In front of her was a cardboard sign. Two words written in black marker. Help me. I never took that late bus again. I never saw that angry driver or the homeless woman either. But sometimes, when it rains, I can still hear that soft snickering behind me. And I never fail to look.